what is the key to leading on the field?
As a player, I think the ones that really have an influence on a team are the ones that can keep calm in those tough situations, lead by example. I mean, you're not always going to have good days. You're going to have bad days, but how you portray that and the energy and the level that you bring every day, the professionalism you bring every day, is really going to dictate everyone else around you.
Hey guys, welcome once again to the Troy Gramling podcast. Like I always say, because it is always true, it's an honor to get to hang out with you. Our goal along the way is for you to reach your potential. I don't know where you're at today, but the great thing about potential, it's not where you have to be tomorrow, right? You can take some of the things that we're even going to share and learn together today and help propel you into your destiny. And we always like to talk to interesting people who do different things, because it's amazing how much leadership and management you can learn from different professions along the way. Today, we are in for a real treat. We're going to talk about something, we're going to talk about leadership, which is something I'm very interested in the context of something I know very little about, and probably have been guilty of saying unkind things about in my past. So I am very thankful to have my guest with me today, Aly Hassan from Fort Lauderdale United. Is that the right way to say it?
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale United FC.
Yes, sir. So he is the general manager. Tell us what Fort Lauderdale United is.
So Fort Lauderdale United is it's a new soccer team that's been built here in Fort Lauderdale, right in our backyard. We're based out of NSU. We started off as a women's professional soccer team in the first division of the USL Super League. We're also now branching out into the men's side next year. And we basically have decided to build a full pathway up from the youngest kids, 2 years old, all the way through to the professional rankings, which is a little bit different, but it's a project that we've taken on, and we're doing pretty good. So
tell us a bit. So you're this, so I can understand. So I know, like in basketball, you have the G League, and baseball, you have single A, double A. So in soccer, you said you're part of the Super League. So how does it work?
So it's different on the women's side and the men's side. So, okay. I mean, on the women's side right now, there are two leagues. There's the NWSL, and then there's the USL Super League. And both of those leagues are sanctioned first division. So it would be like if the NBA had, a counterpart that was exactly the same level.
Okay. They used to have the ABA.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Similar. Yeah. So on the men's side, it's a little bit different. I think the U.S. does it a little bit different than every country in the world. It's more franchise based, and you buy into, a league. So on the men's side, there's the MLS, there's the USL Championship, and then there's the USL League One. So the MLS is like the top of the pyramid. USL Championship is like the second division. And then USL League One would be considered the third division. Now the USL it's a new franchise. It's a fairly new organization, and they've now got a Division One that hasn't started yet. That would be equal to the MLS. So really, soccer's growing tremendously in this country, and it's another opportunity. It's another platform for kids to be able to get a chance to play professional soccer.
All right. So Miami is in which one?
So Fort Lauderdale United on the men's side will be in USL League One, which is like the first professional in the pyramid, on the pyramid going up. So it would be considered third division.
Okay.
And then on the women's side, the Super League is a first division club.
Okay. All right. And then the one that, the pink one in Miami.
Oh, Inter Miami. That's MLS.
Okay. So that's okay. So that's a whole different league.
Yeah, that's a whole different league. They've become more of like a global brand, obviously, with Messi coming there.
Right.
Now I wouldn't say a community-based club anymore.
Right.
They're more attracting all the international players, all the players from all over the world. So it's a bit different. We're trying to root ourselves as a community club and build up the community.
Okay. So they probably wouldn't appreciate me calling them the pink one.
Who cares? We like that. You're definitely a Fort Lauderdale United fan. We love it.
That's right. That's right. So now, before that, though, you yourself was a professional soccer player.
Yeah.
Tell us, and you played, I guess, college at Nova there.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about, again, like professional soccer. What's that like?
Yeah, I mean, it's a loaded question. I mean, I think from a very young age, that's always what I wanted to do, and I never thought past it. My both of my families are from different parts of the world where soccer was the main sport, and it was kind of just in my blood from a very young age. And I was just one of those kids, that's all I wanted to do. Like I can remember being 4 years old and just like my birthday wish was, I want to be a professional soccer player. And I kind of had that ingrained in me, and it's what I wanted to do my whole life. So for me, it wasn't so much like work. It was pursuing a dream and a goal. And I was super dedicated to making it happen. And I think being an American, it's hard because there's less job opportunity than there is in Europe and in South America, right? We only have, I would say, in total, maybe 50, 60 teams, professional teams here. And you have just about the same amount of players, millions of players that are looking for those spots. In Europe, you have thousands of teams in the same pool number of players, right? So I think it's a lot harder as an American because we're quick to always bring in international players here, but they're not quick to take Americans, right? Because there's only a certain amount of international spots you can bring in. So, I mean, it's for me from a young age, something I wanted to do, and I found a way to do it, which wasn't easy. And I mean, part of it's luck, part of it's work, part of it's faith and just pushing and not giving up. So I was able to have a 10-year career. I bounced around, played in Fort Lauderdale, played in Bolivia, played in Canada, played in New York, San Antonio, North Carolina.
Where's your favorite team that you played on?
For different reasons, there's different answers. I think Fort Lauderdale for me was home. So I got to play in front of friends and family. It's where I got my debut. It's always been a special place to me. So I think that I would have to say is my favorite for that reason. But then at the same time, I mean, when I played in Ottawa, it was a complete different culture than it was here in the locker room. Outside of the locker room, just it was very different. But we were very successful, and it was a team that, for me, I learned a lot about teamwork more then in that 1 year than I ever did in any other time in my career, because I saw basically a unit that was all willing to pull the same direction no matter what. Like, doesn't matter if you were a starter on the team and played every minute or if you never played. Every single person was on board, and big kudos to the coach for that, because that opened my eyes to like, that's pretty good leadership, right? Like if you can get someone to buy in, and I mean it's part of the culture that you create. I think that's where you start to see success, and we were so successful that year. I remember we won the league that year in 2015. And it was phenomenal. Like just to see, like you just knew every game, even if we went down, it's like we all just pulled together and made it happen, you know. And it was special to see.
What do you think are some of the things that is it called a coach, manager?
Yeah, the coach.
That's how ignorant I am about soccer.
It's a coach.
So, what are some of the things the coach did then to create that kind of environment?
I think the way he treated his people, right? Like when you're in a team environment, it's easy to always pull to the ones that you feel like can give you the most, right? Based on talent, based on who they are, based on reputation. But when you can treat the least of that group as good as you treat the best, I think that's something that really helps create a good culture and create the whole team to really want to support and buy into you. Because I mean, if I know that I'm not even going to get into this game, but I'll still run through that wall for you, because for whatever reason, the way that you've made me feel, the way you showed that I'm important, I think that's such a big piece that in a lot of other locker rooms, you don't see that. You don't get that feeling. So when you do, I think that's when you start to see that there's something special cooking there.
And is it that he took time with each player to create that kind of sense of feeling valued?
Yeah. No, I mean, you would see it. I mean, there was players that wouldn't dress at all, and he'd call them into their office, explain, he would talk. And you don't have to do that, right? Like at the end of the day, it's a job and it's performance based, and you want to put the best players out there, but you could still see he put so much time and effort into just making everyone feel valued that it was hard to be upset. Like it's easy to get mad at a coach. It's easy to get mad at a leader when things aren't going your way, or it's not, it's the blame game happens, like, oh, he's playing because of this, but when you see that the coach is putting in the effort and putting the time in to make you feel valued, then I think it's harder to make excuses, and then you can really look at yourself as well and say, well, I mean, yeah, he's giving me the reasons why, and now I have to do my part.
Right. And then you play in so many places. So you played in the country, outside of the country. Were there differences as far as the soccer and or at least the culture?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think when I played in Bolivia, it was obvious that's a soccer country. Like I don't even think they play another sport, to be honest. But when I was there, it was completely different. Like it's similar to what the big sports are here, where I would go out and everyone knew who I was before I even knew who they were. Like when I got out of the airport, there's photographers and they're asking me questions. So it's a different vibe. Like I got more of like, oh, you're like a star, which right. I mean, I was just like, what's going on? Like for me, I don't really like all that stuff, but yeah, there's so much more attention, and we would play in stadiums and they were full, and literally the days that we would play games against like our rival teams, I remember they shut the whole city down. There was nothing open and everyone's at the stadium. Like half of it was red, the other half was blue. And no, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's a different environment. I'm sure you guys have seen maybe on YouTube, maybe not you, but we'll find out. Well, if you see like on YouTube, like the soccer fans, how insane they are. Yeah. Like it's something special for sure.
Yeah. And I know, I mean, I'm just going to jump around here. But I know we got the World Cup coming up. It's going to be here. So that should be good for just
absolutely
every aspect
they
of it.
They have the FIFA Club World Cup here right now. Actually.
Is that the Gold Cup?
No.
Oh, that's something totally. Yeah, I don't know.
So the FIFA Club World Cup is basically like the World Cup, but it's club teams. So it's not like national teams. It's not like countries. It's basically clubs, the best ones from their countries. They've all been invited to this tournament, and it's actually pretty cool. They have some teams here in Miami. Right, all the big teams are here in Miami right now. Actually, like you have the top dogs here.
So who's the best U.S. Who's representing a U.S. club?
So in the U.S., it's Inter Miami is one of them. You have Seattle Sounders and LAFC. Okay. Those are the three American clubs that are in it.
And what do you give our chances of?
To win the whole thing?
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. I mean, the cool part for them is that the way that they've structured that tournament, for every win they get in the group stages, they get $2 million per game. So that's a pretty good incentive. Every tie, they get $1 million just for tying. So, I mean, if you win the whole thing, I think that there'll probably be a European team that does. They'll probably walk out with like over 100 million, probably.
Wow. And where's the championship game going to be played?
I'm not sure, actually. That's a good question. I think it's in New York. Could be wrong, though. But yeah, they're spread out all over the U.S. right now playing this tournament. And it's a build up to the World Cup.
Wow. Okay. Because I know with the World Cup, again, you can educate me, but from what I've been understanding is there's the Gold Cup that we've been playing in or are playing in which we normally do pretty good in, from what I understand, as the U.S.
Yeah.
But our best player he's taking a year to rest.
Pulisic, yeah.
So, so what do you think come World Cup time? What do you think we're on the right track? Because we've got a new coach, right?
Yeah.
See, I know a little bit.
You do.
And
you do.
So what do you think? You think we're on the right track? You think?
I think it's tough. I'm gonna be very blunt. This is a conversation we have all the time, like in the soccer space. I think the American system is very hard for us to be a top competitor in the world based on how we're built out. And I mean that because if you look at every other country in the world, let's say the top ones, let's just take England, for example. Their kids from 18 to 21, which is equivalent to when we're graduating high school and going and playing college. Those 18 to 21-year-olds are playing at a very high level for the whole year. They're breaking into a professional team. Here, like the mindset is kind of like other sports. I'm graduating high school. I need to go play football. I need to go to college and get a scholarship. Now, the problem is that in college, the season's only 3 months long. So you compare a kid that's only playing for 3 months in those crucial years, the 18 to 21, they're only playing for 3 months. Like after a full college career, you've played really a total of 1 year, while the same age in England or in Spain or wherever, they've just played 4 full years at a more competitive level. So when you start to build your team, like your pool becomes a lot less just because of the system. And then there's a pay-to-play system here where kids are paying loads of money to play from a younger age. So you're losing a lot of talent because they can't afford it. You know what I mean? So it's in other countries, it's not like that. It's almost the other way around. Like they're paying players at a young age to come to our club, and they're investing in players so that in the future they can sell that player. But here it's a little bit backwards. So I think it's going to be difficult, but hopefully in the future that changes a bit. And I think once you start at the bottom of where I think the problem lies, because there's no shortage of athletes in this country. Like we're loaded with athletes. Most of them are playing other sports. But if you can really build something where it's the youth have a real chance to make it all the way up to the top without all the politics that are involved, and you're giving them a proper chance, I think that's the base of it. Like, because we have a good pool of players right now on our national team. Yeah, most of them are very good, but they're all also coming from different places too. It's not really built here through a system. It's our best players are in overseas, or they've gone overseas at a young age and then they come back. So
because the soccer seems to be trying different, organized differently in the sense that here in the U.S., whether it's football or basketball or baseball, you're part of one team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You may be AAA or AA or single A, but you're still part of the Orioles or part of the Marlins. Or in the same way in basketball, you get drafted and you're part of their system.
Correct.
Where if I understand soccer right, there's just a bunch of different professional clubs and they're not connected to one another.
Right. There is a league called MLS Next Pro that's kind of like a reserve league to some of the MLS teams. Like the Inter Miamis will have an Inter Miami 2. But really, it's not. So I don't want to bore you with the soccer talk, honestly, but there's promotion relegation everywhere else, right? So you can get promoted from a lower league up to the top league. It doesn't happen in our sports in our country. So you can't have like the Miami Dolphins getting demoted to another league and then another team coming up. But that's the culture in soccer everywhere else in the world. So there's an opportunity for everyone. You could be at a horrible club that's in the 4th division, and if you win 4 years in a row, you're now at the top of the top.
The whole club goes up.
The whole club goes up.
Ah, okay.
So it doesn't work like that here. So I think there's just a lot of different things within the system that can change that would give us a better chance. But I mean, we're not there.
It's up. Well, a lot of it's got, I would imagine too, it's like folks in your position is being able to lead through, because the average person thinks like me and they think about through this kind of sports that I've known the majority of my life. And soccer is always there, but not understand, Major League Soccer. Okay. That's there, but how the rest of the surrounding. And then when it goes to overseas, trying to understand what championship and, all this stuff that's going on, it just seems a little overwhelming. So, you think about the leadership that's required, because there's nobody over it all. So somehow it's all these organizations being able to come together along with the colleges, because like you were saying, they're only playing 3 months. And now, is there NLI money in college soccer?
I mean, for some, it's not common, right? Most of that's going to football and basketball and the top sports, right? So I think a lot's changing from what I'm hearing too. Like they're talking about they're going to start paying players in the future and all that, which is good, I think, because it's. I mean,
well, you can't compete. I mean, if you're competing for athletes,
exactly.
I mean, it would help. It'd help a lot. So, what do you, when you dream, as general manager, and you guys have had success in the women's, now you're getting ready to start the men's. What are some of the dreams that you have going forward?
Oh man, from a club's perspective, I think, like I was telling you, we're building a pathway for the young kids to have, a full transparent road straight to the top. And I think that's something that's not been around. Like when I played, I grew up playing here in South Florida too as a kid. We didn't have that. Like the closest pro team to me, I mean, when I was getting to the age where I was thinking of going pro, I think was DC United in Washington, DC. So there really wasn't anything close. Like, I mean, now you have a bunch of teams that have trickled down, but I think now with what we're doing, we're building a platform for these kids that they can potentially, success would be if we get a kid at 2-3 years old that starts in our program, works his way all the way up. By the time he's hitting high school, he's getting promoted to play with our first team and play with the professional team. And if we can really cultivate that environment where we can do that and create players, give them a proper platform in their own backyard, that's success, right? And then we move that player on in the future to a better place. I think that's what we would want to do, right? That's successful for us. And on both sides, the women's side as well, because the women's game has grown tremendously.
Right.
They really didn't have any opportunities to play. So even our league, I think it's created another platform for a bunch of players that, hey, if they didn't make one of the 12 teams in this country, now there's another place for them to go and also be on a platform to do it, you know? And I think it's giving opportunity. I'm passionate about soccer. So giving opportunity to players that have given so much to it. Because as you know, like as a kid in competitive sports, you really surround your life around it too, right? Like you're every weekend, 3 times a week, you're training. So being able to actually have more of an opportunity to do it in your own backyard, I think is super special.
Now that's, and so with each age group, there'll be leagues that they'll be participating with you guys, but then playing. The league be housed within you, or
no? So basically, how it works is in soccer, there's different leagues that are like national leagues,
right?
And our competitive teams would basically be playing in those leagues. So I mean, you have like the Weston FCs, you have like Cooper City Cobras, you have that, and now Fort Lauderdale United has their own as well, and we're basically a funnel to our own professional team. So now we're basically growing our own players. So that's pretty much what the pathway looks like now. And again, I think success really is for us going to be based on, can we really develop these players and turn them into pros?
So it is kind of like a farm club then.
Exactly.
In the old school, where you could recruit somebody even at a young age, and then they.
Yeah. The advantage we have is that I think we're one of the only clubs that are doing it on the both men's and women's side and actually have a pro team at the top of it.
Right. So you've got the cherry to keep the folks connected and involved, which is exciting. So out on the field, what is the key to leading on the field? Like, what are some of the guys, including yourself, that have had great success? What are some of the traits of an on-field leader as opposed to the coach?
Yeah, so I mean, as a player, it's different than a coach or a GM or anyone on that side of it. As a player, I think the ones that really have an influence on a team are the ones that can keep calm in those tough situations, lead by example. I mean, you're not always going to have good days. You're going to have bad days, but how you portray that and the energy and the level that you bring every day, the professionalism you bring every day, is really going to dictate everyone else around you. So if I'm a leader in the team and I'm coming in moping around, like, I'm going to expect that there's going to be 2, 3, maybe 4 that are going to feed off of that, and they're going to mope around. But even if on a bad day, if things don't go well and things won't go well, like it's impossible for things to always go well. I think those are the moments that a leader is judged, and that's where you have to kind of step up and show the rest of the group this is how we have to be if we want to be successful. This is how we have to act. We're not going to react in a way that's going to be detrimental to what we're trying to build. So inside, you might feel that, right? You might feel like, holy crap, everything's burning down right now. This is horrible. But you can never show it, because in that position, you need to show that the calmness, the collectiveness to be able to excel and get through those problems, because there's going to be loads of problems no matter what.
Now, at what age did that connect with you, where like, I can't allow what I'm feeling on the inside to be expressed on the outside?
Listen, if I'm honest, I think there's no age, right? Like I still go through those moments where you have to kind of like check yourself and realize, like, because it bleeds into everything else in your life. Like, we're talking about soccer, like it's the same thing at home with the family. Like, there's moments as a dad, as a husband, I don't want to go in and offload what I'm really feeling. So it's kind of like you do keep that inside, and you just have to have that. I don't like to call it a poker face, but it's really just making sure that everyone else is not feeling that burden, so that they can do what they need to do, right? Whether it's at home, whether it's at work. But sometimes there's pressure that you don't want them to feel, so that you can make sure that they're able to still perform or be comfortable or be happy or be loved at home. You know what I mean? I'm breaking it into two different categories, but really, I think when you're leading, you don't share that stress.
Right.
You want to keep it to yourself and find ways to manage it and navigate through it, so that they can be not have any fog in their mind, but they can lead clearly. You can lead clearly the right direction to get out of that moment, because I think they're all moments, and sometimes we like hold on to a bad moment for way too long, and it's based off of like what we're feeding ourselves too. Like, so if we can learn how to let that go without pouring it onto the people that we're supposed to be leading, I think that's where you start to kind of, get through those dark times or hard moments. But I mean, honestly, like I don't know when I realized that. I think maybe when I became a dad and I was,
Right.
having to be the leader of a household is probably when it became more real for me. But I think with that, it kind of helped me navigate that stuff on the soccer side. So I mean, it's a balance of both. But yeah, it's still a challenge with me today, right? Like if I'm honest, like I'm not an expert at it. I'm acknowledging that it's there,
Right.
and I'm more focused on when I have to deal with those type of issues.
Yeah, I think, because I think when you're playing, there's still the coach.
Correct.
And then, because I remember for me when I got married and then we had kids, and it's like I'm getting ready to walk in there, and I'm going to have a big impact on the environment and the energy of, and so I can either take responsibility for that or not. Where I think maybe as a player, I knew that, and I heard the coach say that, but they're still the coach. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like he's kind of responsible for that, and so for me, it was kind of that same time when you really become, the leader in that sense emotionally, and you're like, okay, it doesn't mean I always get it right, but it does mean I'm at least aware that I'm getting it wrong.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. I know exactly that feeling. It's like and it's like you said, responsibility too, right? So when you're in that position, I think you're responsible. So you need to make sure that you're being responsible, and you're not just being, like as a player, you can hash out, you can do things, and it's like, all right, I just got to next play, and then you forget about that. But I mean, as a coach, you're being looked at constantly. As a GM, you're getting looked at constantly. Like as a owner of a club or an owner of a business, you're going to be looked at constantly. So whatever it is that you're doing, like it's important. So the way that you portray yourself and hold yourself accountable, and being present always for all those players to see, okay, how did he act in that moment? Because they watch, everyone's watching. It's like at home, your kids watch you. They see how you act in certain moments. They see how, so all of that I think is all interconnected, and it's the way you portray yourself at the end of the day is very important in those moments.
Yeah, because you were just saying you guys just made it to the finals, and you got beat in the finals, and so you just had that opportunity, as general manager for folks to key off of how you respond to that in the coming weeks and days.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's all, as a player, that sucks, right? And I've been there. I've actually been to quite a few finals, and I've been in their shoes. But ultimately, like it's a game at the end of the day, and you want to keep yourself at a high standard and be respectful and professional. So I mean, you just get on with it, right? Like at the end of the day, there's another season coming, and we have to turn the page and move on. Congratulations to the other team. Shake hands. Thank our fans for coming, and you just have to keep that like going. You can't just put your head down and mope around and cry and be like, I hate this. Like,
right.
It's a moment, and those moments come and go. You're gonna have good moments and you're gonna have bad ones, but ultimately, how you react in both are gonna define you.
So how about the emotional side of, because sports is very emotional, right? And then you guys are trying to not only develop what you're doing at United, but like when you think about United States soccer as a whole, all of that. And then, so you're communicating and everybody's doing their own marketing. You got all this stuff going on, trying to educate people. And then you got people like me who just asked you all these, I'm sure, goofy questions, right? And because I know as a pastor, right, you're casting vision, you're sharing all these things, and then you go to coffee with somebody and they don't have a clue of what you've been talking about for the last year, So how do you, how do you deal with that? I mean, in a sense of, you're trying to build this club. There's a lot you got going on. And then you still got a lot of folks like me that are just kind of out on to left field when it comes to soccer and some of its challenges.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think soccer is still a growing sport in this country. And I like these conversations because then you get to understand what it is. And then I'm sure when I speak about it, you probably just see I'm passionate. I'm like, how do you not know this? Like, I want you to understand. And I think it's great, because that means that there's still so much untapped out there. Like if everyone knew everything about it, and I think we're in the baby steps right now of what this club can be. I enjoy it. I enjoy these conversations because it's just spilling the knowledge that I have and the passion. And I mean, I think if you came out to a game, you'd really enjoy it. You get a kick, and ultimately, I think, like I said, we're a community-based club, and we want to be involved in the community and and get all these local kids and give them opportunities. I mean, our owner's been very generous, and we do scholarships for kids. So, there's kids that don't have to pay anything. There's kids that, we go out of our way to make sure that they're taken care of, that their families are doing well. And he's helped some kids get into schools. And I think the idea there is, to connect the community, connect soccer. And I mean, the club is going to continue to grow. I mean, it's growing into other sports as well. Like we're starting a volleyball. We've started a volleyball league with over like 400 kids in that already. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening. And I think at the end of the day, like I said, it's really about community and bringing everyone together. And that's how most of these big clubs all over the world have started. At one point, hundreds of years ago, they were just a neighborhood or a community that now turned into this monster. So, I mean, that's kind of like where that lies. But no, these conversations are good just to kind of like let people know that soccer's the best sport in the world, and basketball and football, they're all right.
I hear you. And the good thing is, I mean, I guess out of all of the U.S., would you say South Florida is one of the more progressive soccer communities?
Yeah, there's a few. I'd definitely say South Florida's one, New York, California, Texas. I think where there's a Latin base as well, it helps because a lot of, those Latin countries, that's their main sport. And I would definitely say down here is definitely a place where you see a lot of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm learning along the way.
No, it's good. You got to come to a game. I'm telling you.
I have to do that now. So you play at Nova, or?
So our stadium, we took over the old Miami Dolphins training facility. So you remember where the bubble used to be? So there was the bubble, and they had their grass fields on the other side. So our owner turned that grass fields into a stadium now, and they took the bubble with them when they moved over to the Hard Rock. But that's one of our training fields, and so we have a few training fields out there. But it's right there on campus. Okay. Yeah, it's close. 10 minutes from here.
All right, we'll come.
Definitely.
We'll come and check it out, and then we'll talk, and I'll be able to talk much more.
No, for sure.
Because when people would say, like, I didn't play football in school, I played basketball, but football's an American sport. Yeah. American football. And so when people would say, oh, I don't like to watch it because I don't know what's going on, I never really understood that until I started to watch soccer, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know the positions, and I don't know. So it's hard. It's a low scoring game.
Right.
So it's hard when I don't understand what they're doing to
get the passion for it, the feeling. No, I get it.
Because I don't know I don't see the skill, because to me, skill is scoring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it. 100%. I get it. It's like an acquired taste. It's like wine, right? But at the end of the day, I think it's like chess, right? You move slow. It's tactical. You look at what the opponent's doing. There's a lot that goes on behind it once you learn it and you know it, it's pretty cool because you start to see it. And then ultimately, like when that goal does happen, there's 1-0, 2-1, whatever the score is, like it means that much more. You feel it a lot more. Like you're going to celebrate a goal like crazy, but you're not going to celebrate a basket like crazy because it happens a bunch of times throughout the game. So, I mean, the passion behind that is I think what drives a lot of the sport too. Like
so it's chess with passion.
Yes. It's amazing.
Chess that you can cheer.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's cool, man. You'll get the bug soon.
Yes. Well, we'll see. I have enjoyed talking with you. That's for sure. So tell everybody how they can get a hold, or if they want more information about all that you got going on.
Yeah, no, I mean, the website, ftlutd.com. I mean, you can get everything you need there. It's got, information about all the teams and everything that we're doing.
Good deal, man. Hope that things go really, really well, because, the more kids that we can get involved, it's something that can make a positive difference in their life, no matter at what level they tap out and decide to do. Well, my middle son's father is in his 60s, and he still plays soccer every week.
Oh, lucky.
So,
I did my knee. I wish I could still play. I mean, that's kind of how this whole thing kind of like panned out for me. I mean, if I never got hurt, I probably wouldn't even be sitting here. And honestly, a lot of those dark moments that I went through, like as a human, I think this place saved me, honestly. And I'm being so genuine about that. Like I can recall so many times, and I've been coming to Potential since 2007. Like, wow. Yeah, I've been here for a very long time, so I've seen it change throughout all the years. And I'll be honest, like I'm every time that I've been in those dark moments and I've come, there's just something. When they say, "Oh, he's talking to you," like you would be talking to me. You didn't know you were doing. You were like looking at me. You were talking to me direct, and you kind of like helped me get out of those dark moments. And I'm super appreciative of that, because I genuinely think if I didn't have a place to go or a place to call home, that I don't know where I would be, right? Like, and I was talking to Stanley about it a little bit earlier, but I mean, I went through some really dark moments in my life that this place like saved me. It really did. And I appreciate you for that, because I'm sure you hear it all the time, and that's great, but you can never hear it enough. And I think what you guys do here and the word that you share, it's unbelievable, because it's genuinely changed my life and made me who I am today. I wouldn't be anywhere near in the position that I'm in if I didn't get that from you.
Well, thank you. That's I wish we heard it all the time, but we don't. So I appreciate you taking the time to share that. That's incredibly encouraging. Yeah. And yeah, you know, we all need encouragement to keep running after it. So thanks.
No, absolutely.
Thanks for sharing that. And I'm excited about the opportunity and the position you find yourself in, and being able to share that with more people along the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good. And I'm glad you guys joined me as well. If you, of course, heard something that inspired you, or maybe there's somebody you know that knows nothing about soccer and you need to forward this to them, so you can tap on the bell and hear all the things that we're doing in the future. You can share what you just heard. That's all it takes. Just a little tap can make a big difference in somebody's life. And the algorithm is king, so it does make a difference. Don't forget, on Sunday nights, we do a live stream. Just kind of hang out, have fun. Our goal is to build community, to be an encouragement to you, because it is. We all go through dark times and discouraging times, and the easiest thing in the world to do is to give up. And you imagine you could have given up and you wouldn't be where you are, you know?
100%.
And the same is true for you guys. I don't know where you're at or where you're watching from, but I do know the temptation to give up and to think it's never going to happen. And everything you're running after is on the other side of perseverance. I believe that with all my heart. We'll catch you next time right here on the Troy Gramling Podcast. You have an incredible day. Wait, before you go, if you're enjoying our content, check out this interview or this one here. They're both really good. And don't forget, subscribe. It's really important. We'll see you next time.